I'm standing here. It's about, I think, about 2 o'clock at night. And I'm going to put this on if it's the last thing I'm able to put up. I've been telling about running in a political campaign and writing a book about mind control and programming people to kill, shoot, butcher knife, run a 18-wheeler down the streets of France, or it's they can even mass mind control. And I'm having trouble speaking because I've been putting up on here about my kidnapping, and then finding out in '83 after I'd been in a campaign out at and carried out to Larry Flint's, because flown out there. Excuse me, I'm in pretty bad shape right at the moment. And I started learning about my kidnapping. My father's Edward VIII, the real one. This is my Uncle George planning my kidnapping in 1939 with the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and Bilderbergers. Now then, I hope this makes some sense. My father never married Wallace Simpson. An impostor was used to marry Simpson and help take down my father. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe, an American sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe. And there was an addendum, and it went through channels, and I am the legal heir to the British crown, Queen Victoria II. They kidnapped me, gave me another name, and I'm allergic to chemicals. I have a immune disorder, and when I'm force fed, I should have lived a normal life. When I'm force fed toxic fumes, my immune system attacks itself, and it affects me in different ways. Uh, and over a period of time, it affects all your organs. The inflammation it causes, and there's no cure. You can take a pill for the inflammation, and it will evidently hurt your kidneys too. So my kidneys and lungs and every organ in my body's been affected. So you inhale it, and that since this has been done deliberately, I have to leave. So they keep me running. So I'm standing here today, and the one thing I want to say here, if anybody's listening to it, is the way you get people, everybody has something to hide. So the law enforcement that's behind it gets things on people, on their children, or if they've had drug or anything. You get my gist, or if the person is involved in something, man or woman. And that although I found out that the Americans will help, it doesn't matter. They think it's a joke to kidnap me and do this to me, and they get to keep their jobs. I want to focus on this though. I came back here. It's Motel 6 in Travel, and all these motels are owned by the Patels and Shaws. Now, they may call it a holding company, I don't know, whatever. And I'm not even going to name, somebody gave me this. Um, I didn't even know it was in there. It was January of 14, 2014, that this article came up. And it showed Sonny Shaw. It doesn't mention Patel, but they evidently, I don't know, you could Google it, I'm sure. But they have become very, very wealthy since I came to Roanoke. And I have been run back and forth. I've tried to leave, and they've used my immune system to run me. And I can't run anymore. I'm older, and it's so affected my bones and whole body. Um, anyway, I'm just going to make this short. I probably get tuned out anyway, and then I'll finish the rest of it about this. But I came back here. It's got me running back and forth trying to leave, looking like a Looney Tune. But everybody around here knows it. That's the sad part. And these are Americans that get involved in it, where they talk about ISIS and all this and how mean the terrorists are. My God, they help in what's being done to me to hurt me. Now then, right here, the maintenance guy is kin to the Patels, and he's going to keep his job. And if they've threatened his little child, he's going to keep that child by helping get rid of me. So I'm not going to go on about that. I stood here about 2 weeks ago. It was so bad. I begged him, the maintenance guy, and the manager up at the office about the bad fumes, and this is ongoing. So what happened? He comes, the maintenance guy, the guy I'm talking about, and he's spraying the outside of the air conditioning, and I look out, I heard it and see him. I looked out, and he says, "Well, I'm just doing these few rooms around you," and he pointed to the next one on the other side of on my, which would be on my right side, and he says, "But I'm not going to do that one." So that doesn't make sense to you. Now then, he made a point of saying he cleaned the others with a chemical. He said, "But I know you're allergic, so I didn't." Well, it was horrible. He only made it worse. I stood there like a fool, or the good person I am, and I said, "Oh, thank you. It means so much to me if I can breathe some clean air and feel better." Well, it deteriorated to where I was getting the fumes. I don't know what this is. It's different. The fumes were affecting my arms. They're getting numb in my hands. And I've shown pictures. I've uploaded it just now. My feet have swollen. I mean, my feet don't swell. Not anymore unless I'm around toxic fumes, but they haven't in a long time. This has made my feet swell double. It's horrible. So I'm here tonight, and I've got left the door open. They moved me up to this one, 3 doors up, and I was so grateful and thanked them for picking my bags of. My things are in a garbage bags, and I do have a suitcase and a backpack left. And I'm so appreciative, and I thank them for helping me move it up here. And I go to bed and I wake up, and you talk about the fumes, they're worse than anything I've had. And I'm up all night long. I've turned the air conditioning off. I have to, even the fumes are pouring out, um, whether I've got the air conditioning on or not. So I've opened the door, cracked it, and I still can't lie back down. I'm so sick, and I'm afraid to, quite frankly. So I want to show the people here, but they can get to anybody, okay? And they have. But this is the people here in Roanoke who become wealthy and are a big part of this. And I mean, they have become wealthy. Land and that the motels are on. And how did they amass all this? They got started out with small business loans. I don't know, the one Patel was supposed to be wealthy that owned the Red Roof Inn, and it was my understanding he was the one that owned all these, and not just here in Roanoke. They've gone so far, and Shaw. So I don't know. Now I'm told there's 18 Patels. I don't know if that's true. I haven't checked it out because Patel's like Smith. But anyway, the Patel here that I know started out or on the Red Roof Inn. Now he owns all these, or he's a party to it. So they've all deliberately engaged in running me. Now, yesterday a man told me, and I'm not going to mention him. I guess it's okay. He lives here and he has, so I don't know his point in all this really. Maybe I do. But he told me about the maintenance man being related to him, and I actually stood there twice to this is the maintenance man. Look what they've done to me. And I begged him. I had said, it makes me so sick and fumes. And I said, I'm paid. Again, I'd paid for another week because I learned not to pay for a month. I might be gone the next day and lose all of it. And I said, I thought he had fixed it when he'd come down and sprayed the back of the air conditioning and showed me that he didn't put the chemicals on mine and had the chemical can next to the door to me. Well, that's a crock. I'm in one of them, but that's not it. That should have been gone, and this would affect anybody. But I stood there twice to this maintenance guy, and I said, "Oh, please fix it." I said, "I don't have the money to move again. I've got just enough to last me till the end of the month, till I can get some money and try to move." I'm begging the maintenance guy here After all that's been done to me and doing, they should be locked up. All right. Now, before this goes off, I have trouble running over my video and I can't upload it. Everybody should ask themselves. This is Sonny Shaw. I'm going to tell you again, and I know they're not liking it. Bob Goodlatte is head of, or he's on the Judicial Committee and Intelligence Committee, the two most important. All right, his name's listed here when they're calling Sonny Shaw a local entrepreneur with the grand opening of a new hotel yet again. So here I am. They've kidnapped the Queen of England, me. They've done every sorry thing in the book to me and my sons. I don't know where they are. Now then, these people who are doing this to me and should be in prison for assault and conspiracy and I don't know what all. And they're not. They're being honored. This man, and I'm going to go ahead and put it up. I don't know if he meant for me to use it or not. One of the things he said that they got the Patels and everything on was something about their franchise. They didn't hold true or do something franchise, but there's supposed to be a lot of other things connected with it that I had heard about in the past. But Tim Kaine was a former Virginia governor, and now he's senator, and he's running in the campaign for vice president with Hillary Clinton. Okay, he knows about the mind control murders, and I'm not going to mention the rest of them. There's some other congressmen that were former, like Mark, what's his last name? Mark Warner. He also was a governor, and now he's a senator. They all know about my kidnapping. They know about who I am. They know I wrote about mind control murders. They know about Larry Flynt. He was actually brought here into court because of that parody he wrote about Jerry Falwell in Lynchburg. So I'm living on the mountain up here, freezing and starving, and Mr. Flynt is brought into court here. And when you try to tell people, here's the article when I was out there, he was shot. I was trying to do a book about mind control murders done in patterns and could be proven, and about the letter I got from the FBI and all that ongoing investigation, national security involved. So Larry Flynt was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, March the 6th of 78 while I was doing the book. Book's unpublished because they almost killed me then. But now, and I worked for the district attorney and worked for doctors before, but they blocked my jobs after I was out at Flint's. They did everything inhuman before and after because of who I am and who kidnapped me. And the media is controlled by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, and the Kennedys. And my Uncle George, and he's illegal, but part of my family are way up with the Freemasonry, and that's who this is, the Illuminati, the global government that's in place now. But I wanted to put this up for whatever good it does me. And you talk about mind control murders. I want to put this one up before. Why has this one not been addressed? They've used this one using part of my last name, married name, Childers. This is Heidi Childs, Childs, and her mother, she was shot out in the national forest, and that's where I've had to live, and they've done everything in the book to me. I'm talking about the forestry has, because this goes so high up because of who I am. Now then, the mother's name was Laura, and it's done. My husband, John Childers, who's, as far as I know, is deceased, his sister's name's Laura, and this is a retired Virginia State Trooper, Don Childs. Now, they've used the Caldwell Field, and I'm going to have to let this go because nothing's been done about this one. And they've done murders in patterns using mind control that's used like the Scott and Mark Kelly, his wife Mark Kelly, they're twins. Okay, I gotta go here. You can follow me.